Greetings and welcome to this video on JavaScript interview questions and answers. My name is Michelle AI, and our focus today is on browser window interactions, a topic frequently discussed in front-end interviews. As we explore this subject, you will deepen your understanding of JavaScript and refine your skills for your next JavaScript interview. During the video, we'll pose a question for you to answer, followed by the correct response. We will give you 15 seconds to answer each question. Optionally, you can pause the video if you need more time. Although we will be focusing on interview responses, it's important to be familiar with the technical aspect of each topic. You can find detailed technical responses under the Browser Window Interactions page on our website at hellojavascript.info. So, let's get started with the first question. In the JavaScript community, what is the commonly used name for the alert window? Here is the interview response. The JavaScript alert window is commonly referred to as an alert box or modal. Now, for the next question. How does the alert function work? The interview response is: the alert function, in JavaScript, displays a pop-up window with a message to the user. The function takes a string argument, which is the message to be displayed. The alert blocks further execution of the code until the user dismisses the alert by clicking OK. Let's move on to the next question. What data type does the alert window method return? Here is the correct answer to this question. The alert window method in JavaScript does not return a specific data type or value. Here's the next question. How does the window prompt work in simple terms? The correct interview response is: the window prompt, in JavaScript, displays a pop-up window with a message and an input field, allowing the user to input a value. The function returns the value entered by the user as a string or null if the user cancels the prompt. The window prompt takes two optional arguments, a message string to display and a default value for the input field. This is the next question. How many arguments does the window accept? The correct answer is: the window prompt accepts two arguments, a message to display and a default value for the input field. Let's look at the next question. What does the window prompt return when it is escaped or cancelled? This is the correct way to answer this question. When the prompt is cancelled or escaped, the window prompt returns null. Now, for the next question. Why is it essential to provide a second argument for the window prompt function? The correct interview answer is providing a second argument, or default, for the prompt function in JavaScript is essential because it provides an initial value for the input field. Let's move on to the next question. In JavaScript, how does the confirm method work? Here is the response to this interview question. Confirm produces a window with a Boolean question of OK and cancel. OK returns true, and cancel returns false. Here's the next question. The alert, prompt, and confirm methods are part of what object model? Here is the interview response. The alert, prompt, and confirm methods are part of the window object in the browser object model, also known as the BOM in web development. This is the next question. What is the difference between the window and browser object models? The interview response is: the window object model focuses on the browser's window, while the browser object model encompasses the entire browser environment, including the window object. Let's look at the next question. What are two limitations shared by the alert, prompt, and confirm methods? Here is the correct answer to this question. Two limitations shared by the alert, prompt, and confirm methods in JavaScript are that they are blocking, which means they pause the execution of code until the user responds, and they have limited to no styling options. Now for the next question. Can you explain the difference between window.onload and the DOMContentLoaded event? The correct interview response is: window.onload activates after the whole page, including external resources, finishes loading. DOMContentLoaded occurs when the DOM is ready, but may not wait for images and other external resources to finish loading. Let's move on to the next question. How do you open a new browser window using JavaScript? The correct answer is: you can use the window.open method in JavaScript, providing the URL and target blank for a new window as arguments to open a new browser window. Here's the next question. How do you resize a browser window using JavaScript? This is the correct way to answer this question. You can use the window resize to method to resize a browser window. It takes two arguments, the width and height of the window in pixels. This is the next question. How do you close a browser window using JavaScript? The correct interview answer is: you can use the window close method to close the current browser window. Let's look at the next question. How do you check if a pop-up window is blocked by the browser? Here is the response to this interview question. You can use the window open method with a unique name and then check if the window reference is not null. If it is null, then the window was likely blocked by the browser. Now for the next question. How do you detect the current browser window size using JavaScript? The interview response is: you can use the window inner width and inner height properties to get the current size of the browser window. Here's the next question. How do you scroll to a specific location on a page using JavaScript? Here is the correct answer to this question. You can use the window scroll to method to scroll to a specific location on a page. It takes two arguments, the x and y coordinates of the location, to scroll to. This is the next question. How do you detect if a browser supports cookies using JavaScript? The correct interview response is: you can use the navigator cookie enabled property to detect if a browser supports cookies. It returns a Boolean value indicating whether cookies are enabled. To manually detect if a browser supports cookies using JavaScript, you can create a test cookie and then check if it exists and delete it afterward. Let's look at the next question. How do you prevent a browser from caching a page using JavaScript? The correct answer is: you can use the cache control and pragma headers in the HTTP response to prevent a browser from caching a page. Alternatively, you can append a random query string to the URL of the page. Now, for the final question. How do you detect the current URL of a browser window using JavaScript? This is the correct way to answer this question. You can use the window location href property to get the current URL of a browser window. We've now come to the end of this video on browser window interactions. We hope that you found it to be informative and valuable. Be sure to join us for the next video, where we'll take a closer look at basic math operators in JavaScript. Thank you for watching.